Okay, let's see if I can play any better. Okay, WGM232A Nelly. So I'll play this positional stuff. Avoids hopefully any crushing opening theory for a little bit anyway. A few moves. Quick D4 maybe? Not quite. Not quite here. Maybe A3 and B4 as a sort of gambit coming up. I think that would interfere with Black's plans now, just to gambit this pawn, sort of Benko gambit. The potential weaknesses on the light squares. If I take out that C5 pawn here, I think I'll do that, because I've still got the B file. And I want to play D4 as well. Okay, so about just knight E4 here. Or bishop B2. Bishop B2. I'll try and prepare for quick D4. It's looking like the game I just played with Black, but I think she's going to have more control over this diagonal than I did. Looks like I can play quick D4 here. I'll play quick D4 here as a gambit, because I've got knight B5. So hopefully this is very interfering with Black's plans to bind that D4 square, and again this bishop and this bishop should be charging down these diagonals now after this breakup. I'm hoping to regain that D4 pawn. Now I've got this bishop, knight, knight, queen, 4 pieces on it, 2 protecting. Should get a small advantage, I hope, after all that. The diagonal's still weak. I've got rook c1, I've got potential b-file pressure. Okay. Let's play rook, maybe rook c1 here. Maybe even knight h4 to, open this the scope of this bishop up. Also knight f5. And I suppose there's bishop a4, a tactical bishop a4, and knight b3. Is that winning the exchange? There's always a bishop d5 check at the moment. Knight f5 here. I don't want to lose that bishop at the moment. So, but knight f5 is a reserve threat now. My queen's kind of vulnerable here. Not quite though, because of bishop d5. I'm not sure this is going to win the exchange. There's also queen a2. Why don't I stick the queen on a2? That's a good place for the queen. Well, queen f4, there's g5. Queen e3. That might have to do. Then knight f5. There'll be a sort of queen f3 here. Going to h5 rather subtly, threatening things like knight g6. Or knight f5. So just play for knight f5. Knight f5 here. There's knight e5. Knight this knight I can take on e5. There's also queen h5. Queen h5. There's knight e5. I don't think that's as big a deal though, because I've got pressure, maybe like f4 later. If I'm on this knight, takes, bishop takes, rook, queen, bishop on this c5, that'll be good. It's not going to happen. Knight f5 here, there's g6. Knight takes, there's nothing there, is there? Knight takes e7, queen takes c5. Oh! Okay, let's go for that. So this looks like a great coordination of 4 attacking pieces. Now if knight takes here, g6 is probably more annoying, so I don't know what we'll do about g6 there. I'll be losing the queen. Queen h6 takes, bishop takes. Okay, I'll take the queen. Take the queen. simpler. So I've still got a bit of pressure. There's bishop e5 as an idea. What else? F4 looks as though it's too weakening. What about G4? G4, G5, or just, I don't know. Bishop D4? How about Bishop D4? Getting that pin. I don't want to take there, obviously. Anything which increases the scope of the opponent's pieces, I want to try and avoid in principle. With Bishop D4, maybe like Rook C3 and the other Rook, or maybe Rook B1. In fact, there's also simply trying to exert more pressure on this pin. Becomes an idea. Like F4, is that on soon? Okay, F4 here. In fact, wouldn't that just almost be winning a piece? There's knight D7. I think I'll go for F4. Knight D7 to protect C5. Oh no, what have I done? That's a horrible tactic. Alright, think. So F takes, there's knight takes D4. Is that really the case? Otherwise E takes. Knight takes D4. I'll have to allow that, I think. Although then there's knight takes E2, winning C1 rook. It's not good. And this is like knight G6. Check. Doesn't seem that convincing, knight G6. Check after losing this exchange. King G8. Knight takes, rook takes. There isn't bishop D5 at any point. What about bishop E4? Instead of taking the rook, just bishop E4 in that position. She might be worried about that. Okay. Can I play check? Knight takes E7. This bishop D5 would have been tasty if the queen wasn't there. So about rook B1. If queen E5, knight G6. So knight G6 and bishop D5 here. This looks as though it's a bit of a crush. This diagonal, this knight. Where's the king got? The king hasn't got any squares. Bye bye Nelly. Okay, she's resigned. Let's have a look at who is Nelly anyway. No name. Okay, so this sort of bind strategy was very popular once, but I think White has very energetic things to do against this bind on D4. I certainly don't want to play passively against it with D4. I'd rather just gambit, almost like a reverse sort of Benko gambit, and then even sacrificing another pawn. So Black has weaknesses in the position. The diagonal F5. This pawn doesn't look too clever on F6. On the other hand, I was tactically, getting my pieces losing material, and so I completely missed this knight B3. So I think she could have just taken on D4, now taken on E2 and taken on C1. It looks like there's nothing to fear there. This pawn's pinned to that queen. Whoops. So this is a tense position here. Let's go back. Oops. So queen here. So knight E5. So I played this f4. I know I was loosening this. I mean, this looks like a bad move in principle to play f4, just loosening the diagonal, but I thought it was more justified with the bishop there and this c5 problem. But this knight b3, yeah. Annoying. Rook b1 knight takes d4, attacking the queen. Really annoying tactical move. So, could have just taken on e2, but now I think I'm back in with some annoying pressure. And she just fell for this tactic here. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.